Hey family, it's Ivy from Senim 6, and I'm here to talk about aligning and frequency when it comes to manifesting the reality that you want to live, okay? So if you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you've seen these posts on Instagram or Pinterest or whatever social media. Honestly, they're all over the place where people would say like in order for you to obtain and manifest the life that you want to live, you have to align with that lifestyle or align with the frequency or align with that vibration, right? To, be able to match and manifest it. But there are very few resources, under these posts of people who post them and share them, very few resources of how to actually do that, or even to take a step back, what that even means. So off the dome, I'm going to channel for you guys because I started to come into it in the kitchen and I was like, oh, it's time for another video because this is what I do. So basically, we're talking about what it actually means as a human to align with the frequency of a lifestyle that we want to live. It's less about this, etheric type of resonance where you're meditating with your meditation prayer rock and you're sitting here using your mantras and trying to align your spirit. While that's part of it, a lot of it is very practical. You have to find balance between that spiritual and practical, element of our human experience. So while you can pray, you cannot pray it into existence. A lot of it has to do with making actual moves. Ooh, 333. But it's about making actual moves towards living that life. So I don't remove any videos from this channel. If you go back far enough, you can notice that a lot of times, like, I would be moving kind of slow and sluggish just because a lot of it, like, I was inebriated. And not because, like, I couldn't channel without, being under the influence. It was because, like, I felt the most comfortable being that way then. But I wasn't really reaching the potential of being a reader or an oracle or a channel like I saw that other people could reach and that other people were. And I realized that looking back at it while being, sober, that I was not who I wanted to be and that I wasn't, living a lifestyle that I wanted to live. And when I see like the people whose lives I actually admire and like of course like they're like 10 years older than me, but the aspects of the life that they live, I see that and I want that for myself. I know that I had the potential to reach that. So instead of me maintaining the lifestyle that I had to actually shift and change in order to make that, like, that feeling, that vibe a reality for me. I hope you're still with me. I hope this is making sense. If it is, drop a like. That's what I believe that it means to align with the lifestyle that you want. You had to make these actual tangible moves to put yourself in a position to not get a life that looks exactly like, this imaginary thing, but to be put in a position to where you can receive and actually obtain and maintain the lifestyle that resonates best with what you see for your highest and greatest good. The substance isn't the problem, okay? It's what we do when we are consuming and what we do in our behavior towards it. So say, you want to be more present in your life and you want to have more experiences in this world of, humanly desires and, accomplishments and stuff like that. But every day you get off work, you come home, you sit on the couch, watch TV, and scroll Instagram until you fall asleep. So if you see all these people who seemingly like live in the moment and you see their lives, they seem happy, or even better, like you see people who post their entire existence, they don't just show the highlight reel, but they also show the fails and the pitfalls, but they seem to be living, and they seem that although they may go through these struggles, they also have a pretty fairly happy life. But they talk about, living in the moment, being grateful, showing gratitude and stuff like that. And you want to have this lifestyle for yourself, but instead you're still scrolling Instagram and sitting on your ass watching TV all day. I'm not calling anyone out except for myself because I do this. But I mean, I don't do it every day. I don't do it all the time. It's not a constant, consistent thing. I do practice what I preach, okay? I'm being real. I'm being honest and, vulnerable because that's how I want to be seen as myself. So I got to practice what I preach, guys. And so in order to reach this lifestyle of being of substance and having things to offer in conversation, not just being a mindless zombie scrolling on social media until you fall asleep and then waking up, going to work, coming home and doing the same shit. In order to shift and align to that lifestyle that you want, that's full of joy and happiness, you gotta stop what you're doing that's taking away that joy and happiness, or taking away from the opportunity for that presence, joy and happiness. And in order to do that, what do? You got to make a change. So say you want to live more presently, but you're always on your phone, and being on your phone makes you less present, right? Do the opposite. Be less on your phone. And it's boring, right? It's so boring when you're on your phone all day and then you put your phone down and you're like, wow, I have no one to talk to. I have nothing to do. But then, eventually, after a while, after doing it more often, you realize, wow, there is stuff to do. You can have a hobby, I crochet sometimes, and even I read tarot. I don't read do actual readings all the time, but I practice and I look at the cards and I think of all different types of things that they can mean, and I try to compare them to other parts of life, which you may have seen in my quarantine and chill video that I did months ago, back in March, talking about current events and things. It'll be linked in the iCards if you want to watch it. Also, just roller skating or having different things. I'm a witch. I want to see different performing experiments on manifestation, and seeing what I can do to practice my psychic skills and stuff like that. Doing all different types of things, learning new things. Learning is an actual hobby of mine. I go and I research things that I'm interested in, and go into that. Go out and practice, instead of fantasizing and watching other people do it. It's how about you get up and actually do it. And the first step is to stop what you're doing that's not working. That's how you align with that life. You get closer to that aligning. I know that when spiritualists or spiritual individuals, people who participate in new age spirituality, come on their platform, they say you have to align to this, that, and the third. And in plain terms, it doesn't really make sense. They say you have to align with this frequency, and you have to be of this caliber to reach this status. And it sounds really fancy. It sounds like all these etheric shit that we don't really know how to do as humans, because how do you do that? And you don't know how to meditate. It's not comfortable for you. It's not fun. You can't sit still. You can't focus. So that's all of the picture. Really what it requires is you accepting where you are, right? And then making the moves to be different and more into what you want for yourself. Pretty much, yeah. So we talked about what it is, and we talked about basically how to do it. So you get up and you make a fucking change, right? I think we got the basic understanding of what it means to align with the lifestyle that you want to live, right? So just for quick review, for ending's sake, what it means to align with the frequency of the lifestyle that you want to live what it means is to basically adjust yourself and adjust how you live to match how you want to live. And it doesn't have to look like the life that you think you want to live. It doesn't have to you don't have to wait till you move out of your mama house to start meditating, working out, doing yoga and shit like that. You can do that in your bedroom. You can you have access to YouTube. If you can watch this video, you can literally watch a yoga video. on here and like practicing in your bedroom. It doesn't have to be perfect. um if like we have these resources to make the change that we want to see in our lives. We just have to understand what it actually means to make that change, you know? And it means taking actual tangible steps to do it. You want to live a happier life, well, you got to do things that make you happy in life, you know? And that goes beyond like, you know, a job, you know? It goes beyond a hobby or like a habit. It's deeper than that, you know? Understanding who you are and understanding what you like and what you want, and being more intimate with yourself, which is part of the work that we talk so much about doing here on like this new age, you know, situation where so many people have opinions and not many people have facts. Well, this is a fact. If you want to align with the lifestyle that you want to live, you have to understand yourself and understand what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Understand the type of person that you are versus the type of person that you want to be. And then critically think about, you know, what makes those two people different. You know, what makes Ivy on her phone until dawn different from, you know, Ivy who gets a decent night's rest is that Ivy who's on her phone till dawn isn't really paying attention to the time that she spends on social media. Ivy who's like up scrolling on her phone after work doesn't really pay attention to the fact that she picked her phone up, like randomly opened it up to Instagram and just been scrolling for 3 hours straight. Versus Ivy who is present and actually like pays attention to the life that she lives and kind of enjoys it, you know, enjoys being a person in this weird situation of, called life on earth. What that person does is actually like she picks up her phone and she's like, oh shit, like I had no reason to pick this up, and then puts it back down, you know? I create things for me to do and then I require myself to do it. If I want to live a life of pleasure, then I do things that make me feel pleasure and allow myself time to rest and recuperate because it makes me capable of having more pleasure. So I hope this helped and I hope this made sense, because I know that when I see those posts on Instagram, even I get confused because I'm like, this doesn't even make sense to me. And I'm supposed to be a vet in this shit, you know? I'm supposed to know what this stuff is, but it doesn't even make sense to me. So I really do hope that this reached you and that it touched something within you and it started to get the wheels turning on how you can actually make tangible, actionable moves towards making at least a little bit of change in your lifestyle to push yourself, to usher yourself into a new lifestyle that you want to live for yourself. And I know it's like super candid, super, you know, vulnerable, but I hope that you actually found a way to enjoy it. So if you did, then it would mean the world to me if you sent if you gave this video a like. And also, it would be awesome if you were to join the family and subscribe and follow my social medias, which are linked down below. Okay. Um, and you know, turn on the post notifications because I do not have a regular uploading schedule. But if you want to be notified on time when I upload and spit you guys this knowledge, then for sure subscribe and hit the notification button because there's more of this on the way. All right. Thank you guys for being here once again. And if you stayed until the end, I want you to drop like an emoji. Like, what can be our emoji? Like a dragon emoji, right? Drop it down in the comments and then like let me know that you've made it to the end of this video. Okay. Awesome. Bye.